Next to shot making and cue ball direction control, the most important skill in pool is speed control. And the most important part of speed control is finishing the stroke with smooth acceleration and a natural follow-through. Let's start with an excerpt from my recent bridge length video covering the basics of speed control. Generally, it is recommended to use a consistent bridge length so your setup is the same for every shot. Then, you just vary the stroke length to create the desired shot speed. It's just like putting or chipping in golf, where you bring the club back a short amount for a slow speed shot and a longer amount for a fast speed shot. If you accelerate smoothly the same way on every shot, the stroke length totally determines the shot speed. This is a good way to create stroke speed accuracy and consistency. I like to divide my stroke length into quarters to help judge shot speed. Here's a quarter stroke for slow speed shots. Here's a half stroke for medium speed shots. Here's a 3/4 stroke for fast speed shots. And here's a full stroke for power shots. It is helpful to practice these stroke lengths shooting the cue ball straight up and down the table. On this table, my 1/4 stroke shot comes back to the head string. My half stroke medium speed shot goes off 2 rails back to the center of the table. My 3/4 stroke fast speed shot goes off 3 rails to the foot string. And my full stroke power shot goes off 3 rails back to the head string. Obviously, the distances on your table will depend on your stroke and the cloth and cushion conditions, but my table is fairly typical. Most Diamond brand tables, which have bouncy rails, will play much faster. Did you notice that the finish position was very similar for each of the stroke lengths and speeds used before? If you accelerate smoothly and stay relaxed, the follow-through will automatically go to the same finish position, assuming you don't collapse your shoulder and drop your elbow. Notice how the finish position of the stroke is very similar over this wide range of shot speeds. Some people collapse their shoulder and drop their elbow after the hit. In this case, the finish position will be different and will usually depend on shot speed. Notice the wrist bend that often comes with the exaggerated follow-through associated with shoulder collapse and elbow drop. Although, what you do with your arm after the hit really has no effect on the shot since the cue ball is already long gone, but shoulder collapse feels more natural and comfortable to some people. For more information, see the elbow drop resource page linked below in the video description or pinned comment. Slow speed finesse shots have a very different stroke type and finish. It is generally recommended to use a short bridge for these shots. And instead of finishing the stroke completely as with the normal shots shown earlier, the follow-through length is similar to the backstroke length, and the backstroke length is shorter for slow finesse speed and longer for faster finesse speed. But even with finesse shots, it is important to finish the stroke through the cue ball. Speed control is important with all shots in pool, but it is particularly important with safety play, where a finesse stroke can sometimes be helpful. Here are some examples from my Winning Safeties video showing how important speed control can be. Here, your opponent is forced to kick off 2 rails to get a hit. Like many of the safeties in this video, this shot will most likely win you the game. Another type of stroke that is a little different from the normal stroke is a power stroke needed for long draw shots. A long stroke with a more forceful acceleration is required to achieve the necessary cue speed. Here are some examples from my top 20 draw shots video.
Because it's just not, oh, look at that shot.
Wow. Great
Wow,
shot.
okay. That's a pro grade draw stroke right there.
Swing it, baby.
Wow.
Swing it.
Look at this. Earl's going to hit it perfect.
Wow.
Shots.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at this shot, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, shot of the tournament. That
Wow.
It's a very difficult shot. Whoa, what was that?
If you want to improve your draw shot technique, see the links below. The break shot stroke is also different, as covered at the break technique advice page, also linked below. Here are some examples from my best breaks of all time video.
Watch the action of the cue ball. Great action on that cue ball. Look at this break. What a break.
He's won the leg, and that will give him the right to break the final game.
Look at this break. Look at this break.
I hope the stroke and speed control advice in this video helps you become more effective and more consistent. Good luck with your game from Dr. Dave.